Downing Street has rejected Nick Clegg's call for a royal commission to consider decriminalising illegal drugs. The Lib Dem leader was echoing the recommendation of an influential committee of MPs made on Monday, but David Cameron had already ruled out a review of drugs laws. Here's our home editor, Mark Easton.
The question of whether Britain's drug laws need significant reform has become the latest issue to divide the coalition government. The Prime Minister and Home Secretary say there's no need for a royal commission on drugs because Britain's current strategy is working. But in an interview with the BBC, the Deputy Prime Minister, Nick Clegg, has said exactly the opposite.
I actually don't see this as a thing between myself or the Prime Minister. It's not about an issue of what different politicians think. It's what do we as a country believe is the right thing to do. If you are anti-drugs, you should be pro-reform.
At their party conference last year, the Liberal Democrats voted to establish a panel to consider decriminalising the use of all drugs. Mr Clegg is now demanding the government look at the system in Portugal, where all drugs have been depenalised, and at the experience in the US states of Washington and Colorado, where marijuana has recently been legalised. The Deputy Prime Minister rejects allegations that he's sending a dangerous message to young people.
I think it's important that we break this conspiracy of silence where politicians, when they're in government at least, say this is all too controversial, we're not going to look elsewhere, we're not going to compare notes with European countries, we're not going to look at what they're doing in Latin America, we're not going to look at what they're doing in North America to make sure that we are doing all we can to help families and children in this country who are affected by the blight of drugs.
This afternoon, though, the Prime Minister made it clear that he was opposed to any significant review of Britain's drug strategy, but played down the coalition split.
Of course, the Deputy Prime Minister is entirely entitled to take a view for the next election and beyond, for his manifesto, wanting to go further, wanting to have a royal commission. I personally don't support a royal commission. In my view, there's always a danger of someone said that they can take minutes and last for years.
There's no question of any substantive change to drugs policy in this Parliament, but as the first serving Minister of the Crown to call for significant reform of the drug laws, Mr Clegg is looking to a debate beyond 2015. Mark Easton, BBC News.